Hey guys, and welcome back. This is SK. Haven't recorded a battle in almost 2 years, so this is going to be interesting. I'm versing a guy called TX Reshiram from server Wifi chat, and he's leading off with a fake out Wifi, and I'm here got a support bat, and of course in a focus resist fake out, and I switch back to Gyarados, which is pretty fake safe switch in. Get to intimidate on the Weavile, he's forced to switch out into a Togekiss. I go for the DD, expecting T-Wave, I go for a Taunt, which I rightly predict. And he switches out his Togekiss into a Jirachi, and I'm thinking, well, I know he's going to switch, so I go for another DD, so I'm up stage 2 with speed and attack. I go for a Waterfall, gauging what kind of Jirachi this is going to be. It does considerable damage, it survives with a little bit of HP, and I said the Body Slam, I know this is going to be a Serene Grace cheapness Jirachi, and so I'm a bit peeved that my Gyarados got paralysed there, but I stay in, see if I can do a bit more damage. But it switches into a Zong, which gets slammed with a stage 2 stab waterfall from max attack Gyarados, which is by no means a weak attack, and he stays in. And I think that's a bit strange because Zong is pretty freaking slow, and even with paralysis and 2 stages of speed, I outspeed it, which is fantastic for me. And he sends in this Gengar, and now I've got no chance of surviving against that anyway, but because I'm paralysed and it's a bit of fodder, I stay in to just scout out what he's doing, and he puts up a sub, which is very odd, because most Gengars are pretty sort of straightforward, but he keeps subbing up, just hoping for some paralysis attacks, and he gets it right there, and then he starts attacking me with some Shadow Balls. And at this point I'm not quite sure what his next move will be, but he gets the special defense lower on the Shadow Ball there, and I'm expecting him to go for another Shadow Ball for the KO after I break that sub. So I switch out to Togekiss to hope to get over the Shadow Ball, but he subs up again, which is a bit of a pain, and he goes for a PS, which I wasn't really expecting. I probably should have, but being a bit rusty, I didn't expect that, but it's no big deal. I have Roost to make up for that. So I Air Slash to break the thing, and he knows he won't be able to do much here, so I predict the switch and go for a T-Wave, and I get a T-Wave on this Weavile, which is pretty awesome. So this Weavile becomes pretty damn useless, so I just Air Slash it to kill it off, and getting some leftovers recovery there, and Togekiss lives to fight another day. And he sends in the Weavile, which I assume is to get some paralysis on my Togekiss, and I don't really want that. So I switch in back to Gyarados, which is already paralysed, so it's not going to do very much. And I'm predicting a flinch move next, so I switch back out into the Zapdos so I can get going with that and hopefully set up on something. So predicting correctly, so it uses Iron Head, and then I T-Bolt that down, and yeah, Jirachi's down. And it sends in the fucking Swampert, which is just going to wall that Zapdos all day. So I send in the Gyarados more fodder to scout out what he's doing, and he starts cursing up, so I'm expecting like sort of obvious physical movesets like Curse Waterfall, EQ, and something else. So I'm expecting Stealth Rock, which is going to rape this team since it's a flying Monotype team, so I try and dodge that by taunting. And he starts attacking me with Waterfall, which doesn't do a great deal. I start DDing up just to sort of, will do anything really, try and get some damage into it, because at base 0 it's not going to do a lot of damage to a Swampert with 2 curses up. But basically I'm just staying in for fodder right now, just sort of tapping this Swampert, so whenever I switch into next can do a bit more damage to it. So Gyarados finally goes down after doing a sort of decent amount of damage to the Swampert, and I send in my support bat to get some Toxic onto it, which I hope will come in handy to bring it down, because it seems to be just sort of stalling me. Crobat tanks a 2-stage attack boost Waterfall, which is pretty beastly, and I haven't really the move pool on this Crobat is Toxic, Hypnosis, Taunt, and U-turn, so I can't really do anything else except Toxic it. But I send in the Dragonite to try and set up, because Waterfall is not going to do anything to a Dragonite, obviously. And I go ahead and set up some DD, which he's obviously predicting. And I know he's going to T-Wave me, but I'm not too phased because this Dragonite carries a Lumberry to recover itself from confusion after the Outrage expires. But Togekiss survives with another third HP survival, which is a bit of a pain. Dragonite eats the Thunder Wave and breaks the Paralysis with the Lumberry. And Togekiss goes down with the second Overpower. Pretty unlucky there with only two turn Overpower, but he sends in the Gengar. I know I was going to outspeed it, but I foolishly, I made a bit of foolish moves here. I foolishly stayed in and tried to outrage it, but I attacked myself with Confusion, which was pretty unnecessary, so my Dragonite pretty much gets wasted there. I could have easily switched into Togekiss and Walls Gengar quite safely, but my mistake. A bit too rusty. I go for a double switch here, expecting a Pain Split, so I can get some heals on this Crobat, but to my astonishment, he subs up, and I get a Taunt on the sub, which I didn't even know you could do, and basically just keeping the Crobat up for fodder, since it's not going to do much on anymore. And I send back in Imogen to just tank whatever, and the Life Orb's going to kill it here, so I just go for a Roost to heal myself back up, which is fantastic. And now I think all he has left is the Swampert, and I go for some damage and get some Flinch Hacks, which is pretty awesome, and just hoping I can just wear it down with this Flinch Hacks and the poison, but my Flinch Hacks don't work, and he gets a Rest Off, which is a massive pain in the ass. And I do a bit more wasted turns here. I air slash here, but I should have done my movement back to now at last move, which is a bit silly. I send in the Gliska to knock off the leftovers, because this is going to turn into a bit of a stall wall, which is a bit boring, but I go for the knockoff next turn to remove that leftovers, and I start tapping away at this Swampert to try and get this bastard down. So Gliska finally goes down after that small exchange. I send in the Zapdos to try and take it down with Hidden Power Ice, but to my dismay it does jack all damage, so the Swampert rests up, and at this point in time all I have left is Zapdos and Togekiss. So my only hope is to wear this Swampert down during the sleep turns, or pretty much until this Zapdos dies to Life Orb damage, and basically switch in Togekiss to try and cheapness it down with Air Slash or something else, yeah. So Zapdos is just bashing away with Hidden Power Ice here, getting owned by its own Life Orb. And he rests up again on the same turn, I believe, by Roost to try and recover some Life Orb damage. And using Sleep Talk on this turn, he lucks out in the Waterfall, which is going to easily KO the Zapdos of about 3 stages of attack boost plus stab. The Zapdos is going to have fun surviving. And here we go with trying to put together a string of cheapness to try and win this game. That's 1 Air Slash, Swampert finds up, it's 3 Air Slashes with Flinch, 4, and it's pretty much GG now since he can't survive with the 4th or the 5th one anyway. That's a good game. Comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you next time, guys.